it should be received from a bona fide spiritual master. So Narad Muni, he was the bona fide spiritual master, Mahabhagavat. And Dhruva Maharaj was a qualified disciple. That's why he got and received this wonderful mantra, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. So chanting mantra is very, very important. And in this age of Kali, we chant not mantra, we chant Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And if we chant this mantra, Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we can attain perfection in this age of Kali. And very easily. We'll discuss now Dhruva Maharaj austerity and we'll compare our life also given by our acharyas. So Dhruva Maharaj, after receiving the instruction, he received the instruction on the way, I think in between Kanpur and Vrindavan. So after receiving the instruction, so Dhruva Maharaj went to Madhuban, one of the forest of Brajmandal. And Narad Muni came back to the palace of Dhruva Maharaj. So they went opposite. Okay. So Dhruva Maharaj entered into Madhuban. Then he took bath in Jamuna river as advised by Narad Muni. Narad Muni told Dhruva Maharaj, you should take bath in Jamuna 3 times every day. So taking bath is very important. So at least once. Twice is better, thrice is the best. So Prabhupada used to tell, you should take bath regularly. Cleanliness. Spiritual life begins with cleanliness. We should be clean. By chanting mantra, we cleanse our internal consciousness. Internal cleanliness takes place by chanting mantra. But we have to clean ourselves externally also. So taking bath regularly help us to keep our body clean. But people have different, nowadays we see that many people don't take a bath for a long time also. Many days, especially in winter. People don't take bath at all. I was hearing that in a hostel, one student was not taking bath for 2 months, 3 months. And somebody asked, why you don't take bath? He said, there's scarcity of water in the world. I want to conserve water. So different people have different ideas and philosophies in life. So not taking bath also, they have very strong philosophy. But here, Narad Muni is not giving that philosophy. Narad Muni is telling Dhruva, take bath regularly, thrice in a day, in the holy water of Jamuna. So taking bath in the holy river is very, very important part of devotional service. Because that purifies us. So then that night he was fasting. Because the process given by Narad Muni was very intense. Satyajuga, and Dhruva Maharaj was fully determined to do whatever is needed. Then Dhruva Maharaj started his austerity. So we should hear it, but don't try to imitate. You cannot imitate, but you should not try also. So Dhruva Maharaj started his austerity in the form of fasting. So first month, he was eating the fruits and berries which are available in the forest in every 3rd day. Okay? So some people do Bhisma Panchak and they take fruits for 5 days and they think, wow, what a thing I have done. But Dhruva, in the first month of his life of devotional service, he was taking in every 3 days fruits and berries. Then 2nd month, he stopped fruits and berries. Second month, he started taking dry leaves and grass every sixth day. Double. So double is the principle. Prabhupada used to tell. When someone used to give a report, oh, I have done so much book distribution. So Prabhupada said, very good, double it. So here also, Dhruva did wonderful in the first month, but in second month, he doubled it. So instead of fruits, he started eating not leaves, dry leaves. The dry leaves fall from the tree. And then third month, then he started drinking water in every ninth day. First month, every third day. Then second month, every sixth day. Then third month, every ninth day. Then fourth month, he stopped everything. Then he started drinking air. He was inhaling the air in every 12th day. You understand? He was inhaling air in every 12th day. So you should not be choked up now by hearing that. So that in the fifth month, everything was choked up. He controlled the whole universe. And because he controlled the air and not breathing, he was in complete samadhi, the whole universe got choked up. And demigods started thinking, we are having some breathing problem. What happened? We'll all die. Because Dhruva Maharaj is doing the austerity. See the power of austerity. The whole universe is shaken up, trembling. And the demigods were feeling difficulty to survive, and they approached the Supreme Personality of God. What's going on? He said, don't worry. Dhruva is doing some austerity. So I'll take care of it. So demigods, why they are demigods? Because when they are in difficulty, they go to the Supreme Personality of God. Lesson to be learned, even demigods, they have difficulty. So difficulty is there in every planetary system. So what to talk about being in difficulty by this? The demigods are harassed by the demons. Sometimes demons become very, very powerful and they drive away the demigods, and the demigods, they hide in the caves and jungles. That is the position of the demigod sometimes. Why? It all depends on modes. When mode of goodness is prevalent in this world, demigods become victorious. When mode of passion is predominant in this world, that time demons become victorious. When mode of ignorance is predominant in this world, then Jaksha and Rakshasas, they become victorious. So all modes. And that is very clearly explained in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. So coming back to the point of Dhruva's austerity, so Lord said, don't worry, I'll take care of it, please go back. So demigods, when they are in difficulty, they approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead. That's why they are so highly elevated. So having difficulty is not a problem, but when we have difficulty, we should approach the Supreme Personality of Godhead for solving the problem. We should not try by our own means to solve problems in our life, because it's very difficult. But when we take shelter of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, then difficult problems are very easily solved. So demigods approached and the Lord said, no problem. So they went back. Then the Lord appeared in front of Dhruva Maharaj in 6th month. He was experiencing the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead in his heart. Now that Lord from inside, he appeared outside. as a Supreme Lord. So Dhruva was thinking, where is the Lord? Where is the Lord? Then he opened his eyes and he saw the Lord is standing in front of him. So that happened in 6 months period. At the end of 6 months, it happened. So before we discuss that, we should talk about the austerity. So Dhruva Maharaj performed the austerity, severe austerity. So austerity is the foundation of human form of life. Tapo dibbam putraka, Rishabdev also is telling. Lord Brahma also received the same instruction, tapa, 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 do austerity. Why austerity is important? Austerity purifies our existence. And sense enjoyment pollutes our existence. Our consciousness becomes polluted when we indulge in sense enjoyment. But our existence, our consciousness gets purified when we perform austerity. So purpose of austerity is to purify our consciousness. So Brahma became purified and everything was revealed to him. So Dhruva Maharaj did also severe austerity and he was purified and Lord was revealed to him. That is the purpose of austerity. Lord Krishna in Bhagavad Gita talks about austerity. I think in the 17th chapter. So he talks about austerity of body, austerity of mind, austerity of words, speech. And he also talks about austerity in the mode of goodness, austerity in the mode of passion, and austerity in the mode of ignorance. So everybody does austerity. Because without austerity, we cannot succeed in our life. In order to be a good student, you have to do the austerity of study. If you want to be a good sportsman, you have to practice. You have to do the austerity of practice in order to become a successful sportsman. If you want to be a good singer, then you have to take the austerity of practicing, singing. If you want to be a good dancer, whatever field you want to be successful, you have to go through the austerity. And every successful man in their own field, they always get up early in the morning. Even the good students, they get up early in the morning. Nowadays, things have changed. They don't get up early in the morning, they sleep early in the morning. But principle is that early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy and wise. So getting up early in the morning is very important principle. Prabhupada talks about austerity for the devotees of ISKCON. So he says, getting up early in the morning in winter and taking a cold bath is austerity. Okay. So by this he is expecting that we should take cold bath in winter. And Prabhupada used to do that also in his advanced age. I am not telling you to do that because you may have problem. You have to do austerity according to your capacity. You should also know. The secret of success is that you should know what you can do. But more important principle than that is you should know what you cannot do. Because people spend a lot of time in those areas where they cannot do anything. If someone is not good in singing, and if he thinks that I'll become a very wonderful singer and spends time on that, he cannot do much because that is not his area of strength. So we should identify our area of strength and engage that in the service of the Lord, then we'll be successful. So austerity also depends on our capacity. But another principle is that I will tell later on. So Prabhupada is telling getting up early in the morning and taking bath, especially in winter, is an austerity. And another example is giving for summer. What is the austerity in summer? cooking in the kitchen in summer, that is also austerity. So here, austerity of eating has been explained. He was eating only fruits and berries. Actually, those who stay in forest, Vanaprastha people, according to Varnashram Dharma, according to Vedic civilization, they only eat food available in the forest. But in Kali Yuga, there is no forest. That's why there is no Vanaprastha. Prabhupada said there is no forest in Kali Yuga. So, what forest is available in Kali Yuga? Vrindavan. What forest is available in Kali Yuga? Mayapur. The holy places are the places which can be compared with the forest. So Prabhupada is also telling about austerity of food. What we should eat, how much we should eat. Because people have a lot of ideas, no? At the beginning, people are very enthusiastic to do austerity. Just like in marathon race, if they are very enthusiastic, they run very fast. I will finish it very quickly. And after that, after some time, disappear. So if you do like that, oti utsaha is good. But if you become over enthusiastic, what will happen? He will not be visible after some time. That happened to many devotees. So don't become over enthusiastic. Enthusiasm, utsaha is good. But that utsaha also should be monitored by your spiritual authority. What kind of speed, what kind of austerity should be done, should be properly guided by Sadhu Guru and Shastra. That is very, very important. So Prabhupada says that austerity of food means we should take only Krishna Prasadam. That is the first level of austerity. We should take only Krishna Prasadam. That is also austerity. Everything which should be taken, which is offered to the Lord. If we can do that, that is a good austerity. Then how many times we should eat? Dhruva was taking once in 3 days. So we should take thrice in a day. Because we are not Dhruva. Dhruva was once in a day, once in 3 days, we should take thrice in a day. But in some places, I will not mention the date, there are breakfast, lunch and dinner, right? There is some centers of our society, there is no breakfast, there is no lunch, there is no breakfast and dinner. What they do? They have early lunch and late lunch. Means 3 times full packed meal. So Prabhupada told, eat up to this. Prabhupada really said that. So you can eat like that, but Prabhupada said for the first year you can do that. Eat as much as you want. But as time progresses, we should try to control our eating habits. So Prabhupada says in one of the purports that a sadhu should eat only once in a day. Don't be discouraged, I will explain. I'll explain. So I have my own purport for that. So Prabhupada, while he was writing, that time he was having that life because he wrote Bhagavad Gita purport before ISKCON started. Okay, and that time he was giving the purport. And he used to stay in Radha Damodar temple in Vrindavan. That time he used to eat only once in a day. He was not eating breakfast, he was only eating lunch at 12:30 and night time 1 cup of milk. That was the prasadam habit of Srila Prabhupada. And because of that he was writing, whatever he was practicing he was writing. And generally sadhus do like that. I have seen many people, they eat only once in a day. And that is the standard practice of people, those who are having very high standard of austere life. But what to do? Your face has become very discouraged. my purport once in a meal is that we should take one full meal in a day. That's good, no? And you should take breakfast and dinner. But that should not be full. So Prabhupada said the ideal way of eating is that the solid food should fill up the 50% of our stomach. 25% water and 25% air. But the problem is that how to measure it. And when prasad is very tasty, there is no place of water or to talk about air. But slowly, steadily, we should try to practice. We should not take full stomach food. That is not so healthy also for the body. We should take balanced. So that's why Krishna advises, Yukta haro viharasya, Yukta chastasya karmasya, Yukta sapna bhavadasya, Jogo bhavati dukkha. All our miseries will go away from our life if we lead a balanced life. That's why if you do too much austerity, if you do too less austerity, you become lazy. And if you do too much austerity, you will become crazy. And ISKCON is not meant for lazy and crazy people. In the same way, we should not eat too much. Because if you eat too much, what will become? You will become lazy. And if you eat too less, what will happen? You will become rogi. At the same time, you will become crazy. That's why you should maintain a balanced food lifestyle. Okay? So, for brahmacharis, what is the austerity of food? Whatever is available in the brahmachari prasad hall, eat that. That is enough for our austerity. One senior Popa disciple told, that is the austerity of food for the brahmacharis. You don't have any option. Whatever is cooked, you eat. If it is a feast, take feast. If it is only simple, take simple. Whatever is available given, take that. That is the symptom of austerity for the brahmacharis. Okay? So, principle is that we should maintain regulated food style. We should not eat too much and we should not eat too less. And every body, means the body of each and every one has different needs. And accordingly, we should eat. So, Raghunath Das Goswami, Dhruva Maharaj did austerity when in Satyayuga. So, Raghunath Das Goswami, one of the 6 Goswamis of Vrindavan, his austerity, what was his austerity? He was not eating. He used to drink 1 cup of buttermilk in every 2-3 days. That was his austerity. And he used to spend in Krishna's service, Krishna Bhajan, 22 hours, 30 minutes. 1.5 hours for other activities. Eating, sleeping, recreation, whatever is available, that is for 1.5 hours. He used to chant minimum 64 rounds. He used to do Govardhan Parikrama. He used to talk about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu every day 3 hours at the bank of Radhakund. He was writing, he was preaching. So many things he was doing. He was totally absorbed. For them, it is not an austerity because they have transcended the bodily platform. All the Goswamis of Vrindavan, they completely forgot the bodily demands. Why? Because they are experiencing the higher taste of devotional service. That is very important. Why we are doing austerity? Purpose of austerity is to cultivate the higher taste of Krishna consciousness. If by doing austerity, if we don't cultivate that higher taste, we cannot continue with this austerity. Impossible. That's why the purpose has to be understood. The purpose of austerity is to increase our Krishna consciousness. We do fasting. Dhruva Maharaj did fasting. Fasting means upavas. Upavas means stay next to Krishna. Means always remembering Krishna. Purpose of fasting is to remember Krishna. That is the purpose of fasting. He is so absorbed in remembering Krishna, he does not have any time to eat. That is the purpose of fasting. Janmashtami, we do fasting. And the real devotees, those who are Krishna conscious, they are so absorbed that Krishna is appearing. For example, if some child is going to be born in one house, then what kind of consciousness? They are always in anxiety or in joy. They are so absorbed, they forget other activities. Right? So devotees are like that. They are anxiously waiting. They are joyfully waiting when Krishna will appear. When Krishna will appear. When Krishna will appear. They are waiting for that moment. Right? But we are also waiting for that moment when 12 o'clock will come. Because that time real Janmashtami will start. So Srila Prabhupada, in one of the Janmashtami festival, after everything was over, Abhishek was over, Bhog offering was over, Arati was over, then the time for the real thing, and everybody is waiting for that. And Prabhupada said, today is Janmashtami. To the appearance day of Krishna. Let us read from Krishna book. Oh, thank God. What's going to happen now? Okay, founder Acharya, our guru, is telling what to do. So Prabhupada started reading from Krishna book. So first chapter was read. As soon as first chapter was over, they are telling, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Means telling Prabhupada to stop. Then Prabhupada started the second chapter. Third chapter. And all the sannyasis and senior devotees, they are not able to sit down. Everybody is falling on the ground because they could not sleep whole day, they did not eat whole day, and it was not possible. But Prabhupada, he was absorbed in Krishna. That is the purpose of austerity. You understand? So Dhruva Maharaj could do all this. Why? Because he was absorbed in Krishna consciousness. Raghunath Das Goswami could do that. Why? He was absorbed in Krishna consciousness. But if we cannot do that, that's why Prabhupada says, eat and do service. If after doing fasting you are sleeping and waiting when fasting will end, what is the use of that kind of fasting? The purpose of fasting is to be awakened in Krishna consciousness. Purpose of fasting is to remember Krishna. Purpose of fasting is to chant more. Purpose of fasting is to hear more. Purpose of fasting is to serve more. That is the purpose. But if that is not happening, better eat and continue your service. Service is more important than not eating. By not eating, you cannot get Krishna. That misconception should disappear. Then all the hungry people of the world can attain Krishna consciousness. That is not the purpose, that I am hungry. That's why I should get Krishna. Hunger is not the qualification to attain Krishna. Krishna prema, love of Godhead, is the qualification to attain Krishna. So that's why the purpose of austerity is to increase our Krishna consciousness. The purpose of austerity is to increase our remembrance of Krishna. The purpose of austerity is to increase our devotional service to Krishna. That is the purpose of austerity. So Krishna explains that austerity in the mode of goodness is that when it is done out of duty and for the pleasure of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, that austerity is in the mode of goodness. When austerity is performed out of pride, for our own prestige and popularity, for personal gain. That is austerity in the mode of passion. And when someone does austerity out of ignorance, harming his own body and for the purpose of harming others, that is austerity in the mode of ignorance. Hiranyakashipu, he was also very austere. And it was declared in Srimad Bhagavatam that the austerity Hiranyakashipu performed, nobody could do it in the past and nobody will do it in the future. Then we should follow Hiranyakashipu. No? Why not? Austerity. But what is the purpose of the austerity? The purpose of austerity of Hiranyakashipu was to kill Krishna. But what should be the purpose of our austerity as a devotee? To be Krishna conscious, to remember Krishna in a positive, favorable way. So, austerity of the body, there are many aspects. One of the important aspects of the austerity of the body is to offer respect. Bowing down. As soon as we see someone senior, worshipable to us, we should offer respect by bowing down. Offering obeisances in front of the Lord is very, very important principle. This is the austerity of the body. People feel, why? You do like this, what's the problem? Many people do pranam like that. This is also pranam, this is also respect. But Krishna recommends that we should engage our body to offer respect. That's why bowing down in front of the Lord is a part of devotional service, but is also the austerity of the body in a spiritual way. Very, very important. So offering respect is very, very important principle. But we don't like to offer respect. We want to receive respect. That's why Mahaprabhu has taught us, Amanina Manadena. This is the principle, completely opposite of material principle. Material principle is that I will not offer respect, you should offer respect. That is the material principle. And what is the spiritual principle? I don't want respect, but I am ready to offer respect to anyone and everyone. And Srila Prabhupada writes, there are 3 levels of devotees according to the level of his offering respect. Kanishtadhikari, Madhyamadhikari, Uttamadhikari. So Kanishtadhikari, he offers respect only to 2 personalities. Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the spiritual master. He does not give respect to anyone else. Why? Because according to him, there is nobody other than him who is a devotee of Krishna. That is a symptom of Kanishtadhikari. Kanishtadhikari thinks he is the only devotee and everybody else is in Maya. That is a symptom of Kanishtadhikari Bhakta. That's why he does not give respect to anyone. He only gives respect to the deity and he only gives respect to the spiritual master. And who is Madhyamadhikari? Madhyamadhikari gives respect to each and every devotee. Senior, equal, junior, everyone. That is Madhyamadhikari. And who is Uttamadhikari? Who gives respect to each and every living entity. He is Uttamadhikari. How it is possible? Possible. That needs spiritual vision. And that spiritual vision is given by Krishna in Bhagavad Gita. Vidya vinaya sampanne brahmane gavihastini suni chaiva sapakecha pandita samadarshina. When we have spiritual vision, means when we see the soul in everyone's body, then that is called equal vision. Materially, we cannot have equal vision because materially everybody is different. Right? Elephant is different from the human beings. The cows are different from elephant. So all different bodies are different. So how we can have equal vision? Materially. But spiritually we can have equal vision. Because there is living entity, soul in everyone's body. So when we can see the soul in the bodies, then we can have equal vision. And that person is in knowledge. Vidya vinaya sampanne. Brahmane gobihastini, sunichaiva sapakecha pandita samadarshina. Who is Pandit? Who is in knowledge? Who sees everyone equally. And what is his symptom? Vinay. He is humble. A person who is in knowledge, he has to be humble because that is his inherent characteristics. So someone, that's why those trees have fruits, naturally they bow down. Very heavy, no? Fruits. So when you have the heaviness of your knowledge, then definitely you will bow down. That is the power of knowledge. And what is the power of ignorance? It's very powerful also. And they go up, no fruits. Trees are like that. Long, long trees, right? Tall trees, but no fruits. So, which tree is better? What is the use of a tree if the tree does not have any fruit? Right? Then what is the use of a life who does not have humility? Useless life. Life with pride is useless. And life of humility is like the tree with fruits. So those who are more advanced, they do not only see the soul, they also see the super soul. Because in everyone's body there are two souls. Atma and Paramatma. Jivatma and Paramatma. So an Uttamadhikari sees both the Atmas. So he can see Paramatma in everyone's heart. So Paramatma is the Supreme Lord. So where Paramatma Lord resides, that place becomes a temple. So an Uttamadhikari does not see the body of a living entity. Because Paramatma is there in that body, an Uttamadhikari devotee, what he sees? He sees that body as a temple of the Lord. And when we see a temple of the Lord, what do? We offer obeisances. In the same way, an Uttamadhikari, whenever he sees a body of a living entity, he offers obeisances. That's why an Uttamadhikari can offer obeisances to each and every living entity. So offering respect is very, very important aspect of our devotional life. And that is also the austerity of the body. And what is the austerity of the speech? There are many, but we should speak from Shastra. Whatever is not there in the Shastra, if you speak, that is bogus. All nonsensical talks. That's why Prabhupada said, if you don't talk from Shastra, please keep quiet. Right? Mauna. No? There are many people maintain silence. He said, very nice to be silent than speaking nonsense. But better than silence is when you talk about Krishna. So talking about Krishna is the highest principle of silence. And that is the austerity of speech. So to speak from the Shastra, then you should know Shastra. Right? That's why studying scripture is very, very important principle of devotional life. And then austerity of mind. What is austerity of the mind? There are many aspects, but mind should be always thinking how to do good for others. How we can do welfare for others. If mind is always thinking like that, that is the austerity of the mind. So in that way, we can perform different kinds of austerity. But austerity of the speech is very, very important because Rupa Goswami begins with Bacha Begam. Controlling the speech is very, very important. On our discussion on the first day, we already talked about that. How Suruchi's words and Suniti's words were acting differently for Dhruva Maharaj. We should follow in the footsteps of Suniti, speaking from the scriptures, talking in a positive way, talking in an encouraging way, not in an agitating way. Suruchi was talking in a very harsh way, agitating way. And she was speaking out of ego. So we should avoid that kind of speech. So Dhruva Maharaj, after performing this kind of austerity, Lord appeared in front of him in 6 months. But our acharyas are explaining, Dhruva Maharaj could achieve that perfection of seeing the Lord face to face in 6 months, not because of his austerity. What was his success formula? He followed the instruction of his spiritual master. That is the secret of success. Austerity cannot bring Krishna in our life. Following the instruction of the spiritual master is the secret to bring Krishna in our life. So what is the higher principle? Austerity or following the instruction? Following the instruction of the spiritual master is the highest principle. That's why it is said that if we have faith in the words of the spiritual master and in the words of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, everything will be revealed. So Dhruva, when he saw Krishna, when he saw Lord Narayan in front of him, naturally as a devotee, he wanted to offer prayers. So as soon as we come in front of the Lord, in front of the deity, we should offer prayers. That is the principle. And how offering of the prayer should be done, there is a detailed discussion. Bandhanam is one of the nine processes of devotional service. Bandhanam. So offering prayers is very, very powerful. The demigods offer prayer when they are in difficulty. Devotees, when they are in difficulty, they offer prayers. They regularly offer prayers as part of their sadhana. That's why Srila Prabhupada has introduced the program, morning program, evening program, where devotees can go in front of the Lord and offer prayers. Offering prayers, one of the integral part of offering prayers is glorification of the Supreme Personality of God. We should glorify. And after Lord's glorification, we should also criticize ourselves. These are two main aspects of prayers. In front of the Lord, we should accept the low position, the sinful position of us, and we should appreciate the greatness of the Supreme Personality of God. The two aspects of prayer. There are many other aspects also, but these are two main. So Dhruva Maharaj wanted to glorify, but he doesn't know Shastra. He's a 5 years old boy. He didn't go to Gurukul yet. But he wants to offer prayer. So Krishna understood. Lord understood. Then what he did? He touched the console on his forehead. And as soon as the Lord touched the console on his forehead, everything was revealed. The whole Veda was revealed to Dhruva. One touch. That is the power. That's why Divya Hide Prakashita. The whole Vedic knowledge was revealed in the heart of Brahma. Now here, by the touch of the transcendental console of the Lord, the whole Vedic knowledge was revealed in the heart of Dhruva Maharaj. And he started praying in an eloquent way, the 5-year-old boy. He never knew Sanskrit. He never knew any language to offer prayer in that spirit. But he was perfectly praying to the Supreme Personality of Godhead because everything was revealed. That's why 3 levels of knowledge: acquired knowledge, realized knowledge, and revealed knowledge. By studying, by hearing, we acquire knowledge, information. But realization transforms our heart. Spiritual life is not about information. Anybody can get information. Spiritual life is transformation. Dhruva was transformed. Through practice of knowledge in our life, transformation takes place. Information comes into the form of transformation when we practice the information in our life. Then when realization becomes complete 100%, then everything becomes revealed, revelation. Information, transformation, revelation. So Dhruva, he achieved that revelation. Everything was revealed to him. And he started praying wonderful prayers to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Time is up. What to do? So I should tell what benediction Lord gave. Quickly I'll tell. So by hearing the prayers of Dhruva, Lord was very pleased. Very pleased. So when you offer prayers with love, Krishna becomes very pleased. And he hears our prayers. But Bhaktivinoda Thakur says, Saranga Saranagati hoibe jahar, tahar parthana sune Sri Nanda Kumar. It's a Bengali song composed by Bhaktivinoda Thakur. He said that we can offer prayers, but whose prayer will be heard by Krishna? Whose prayer? The devotee who has Saranga Saranagati, who has all the 6 symptoms of Saranagati, who has completely surrendered to the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Only his prayers will be heard by Krishna. But we should not be discouraged by that. We are sadhakas. We are trying to become perfect. We will not become perfect in one day. Dhruva Maharaj practiced. In 6 months he got perfection. We may need more time, but we will also get perfection if we follow in the process. So we should not be discouraged. Process. Faith in the process is very, very important. Dhruva Maharaj had complete faith in the words of the spiritual master. In the same way, if we have complete faith in the words of Srila Prabhupada and the previous acharyas, we can also attain the same perfection what Dhruva Maharaj attained. So he attained the perfection. And Lord wanted to give him benediction. He told Dhruva, I know your desire. So Lord knows everything. He says, I know your desire, and your desire is very lofty desire. Having a planet bigger than Satyaloka is a very lofty desire, but I will fulfill your desire. So I have kept Dhruva Loka, the pole star for you, which is not ruled over by anybody. So you can stay there. So Dhruva Loka is like a Vaikuntha planet in the material world. So why he was situated in Dhruva Loka? Because Dhruva had material desire. But because he practiced Krishna consciousness, he got a place, although it is in the material world, but that is not part of the material world. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur explains, Dhruva Loka is like a Vaikuntha planet in the material world. So how long Dhruva will be there? Till the end of Brahma's life. And you know the lifespan of Brahma, hopefully, right? 311 trillion, 40 billion years is the lifespan of Brahma. So there are 2 kinds of devastation, partial devastation and complete devastation. So during every night of Brahma, there is partial annihilation. Everything is destroyed that time. But Dhruva Loka will not be destroyed. But even during complete devastation also, Dhruva Loka will remain as it is. But when Brahma's life will end, that time Dhruva will go to Vaikuntha planet in the spiritual world. So that benediction was given to Dhruva by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And he also told Dhruva, you will rule over the kingdom for 36,000 years. And you will never become old. And he also told that your brother, Uttam, will be killed very soon. He will be hunting in the forest, and in the course of hunting, he will be killed. And in search of her son, Suruchi will be in the forest and will be also devoured by forest fire. So both your brother and stepmother will be dead. Already Krishna told him. And Prabhupada writes, that is the result of offending a Vaishnava. If someone offends Vaishnava, he will be finished. Even if she is your mother or he is your father, whoever he may be. If someone offends a devotee, Dhruva was not that kind of devotee that time, but he became the pure devotee. That's why he got bigger impact. That is the problem. So there is advantage also. So Dhruva, because he became Dhruva, and because he was offended by his mother, that's why they got, both the mother and the brother got destroyed. But what happened to Suniti? So Dhruva, while he was going back home, back to Godhead, so Dhruva was thinking that I became devotee because of my mother. She asked Vishnudutas that, where is my mother? What will happen to my mother? He said, don't worry. Look up. He is going before you. She is going before you. So that is the result of preaching Krishna consciousness. There's inspiration. Why you should preach Krishna consciousness? We should not be so much attached to the result, but still inspiration. That in case by our preaching one Dhruva manifests, whether we can go back to Godhead or not, by that Dhruva's influence, we will go back home back to Godhead. So Suniti went back home back to Godhead because of her wonderful son, Dhruva. So therefore, preaching is always very important for our own interest and also for the welfare of others. So Dhruva, so when we interact with devotees, the high-class devotees, in a positive way, we attain perfection. And when we interact with perfect devotees in a negative way, we become destroyed. So we have to choose how to interact with the devotees. Lesson to be learned. We should follow in the footsteps of Suniti, not in the footsteps of Suruchi. That is very, very important choice we have to make in our life. So time is up. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Samaveta Gaura Bhaktavinda ki jai, Gaur Premanande. So 5 minutes question answer, hopefully. Yes. Rapid fire. Okay, no time.
Dhruva went in Madhuban. So in Satyuga, that Vrindavan manifested?
The Vrindavan is always there. Brajmandal is eternal. Sometimes it manifests, sometimes it doesn't manifest.
हरे कृष्ण महाराज जी ये आपने बताया था कि हम लोगों को ऑब्स्टेरिटी अपनी एग्जिस्टेंस को प्यूरिफाई करने के लिए करना चाहिए। तो ब्रह्मा जी जब अपीयर हुए थे महाराज जी, तो उनका एग्जिस्टेंस में मतलब क्या हुआ?
क्या था?
मतलब उनका एग्जिस्टेंस इम्प्योर कैसे हुआ?
उन्होंने तपस्या किया ना।
उसके पहले इम्प्योर कैसे था महाराज जी?
Material existence is impure, na? But Brahma is not like us. He was born from the navel of Vishnu. Still, he was in ignorance. Okay? Yeah, today you have to be careful. Rapid fire going on.
महाराज जी, वो लॉर्ड कृष्णा ने बताया था कि मतलब आपके स्टेप मदर और ब्रदर का डेथ हो जाएगा, तो ध्रुव महाराज ने उनके ब्रदर के डेथ पे फाइट करना, उन लोगों से फाइट क्यों किया?
वो तो और एक explanation है पूरा. That is another explanation. Even at the level of Dhruva, people can make mistake. That was a mistake by Dhruva. Even the pure devotees can make mistakes. That is another explanation.
Thank you.
Hari Bol. बाप रे बहुत सारे थोड़ा somebody should monitor because people should not feel offended, otherwise we will be doomed.
महाराज आपने 3 लेवल बताए थे। पहले तो हम इंफॉर्मेशन गेन करते हैं, फिर उसके बाद रियलाइजेशन होता है, फिर उसके बाद वो रिवील होता है। तो इस प्रोसेस में हम जब लेक्चर सुनते हैं तो वो हमारे रियलाइजेशन को कैसे करते हैं उसको?
Realization, when you hear something, then you should apply that. आपने कुछ प्रिंसिपल सुना तो सुन के किताब में रख दिया और नोटबुक में रख दिया, उसमें रियलाइजेशन नहीं आएगा, उसको प्रैक्टिस करना पड़ेगा। जब प्रैक्टिस होगा तब रियलाइजेशन आएगा। हाँ, कैंप में ज़्यादा सुन रहे हैं, ठीक है, तो आप थोड़ा प्रायोरिटी कीजिए, जो आप सबसे अच्छा लगा उसको प्रैक्टिस कीजिए। सब करना अच्छा है, लेकिन जब टाइम नहीं मिलता है थोड़ा टॉप लिस्ट में जो आएगा उसको प्रैक्टिस कीजिए। जो सबसे ज़्यादा इम्पोर्टेंट है उसको प्रैक्टिस कीजिए।
हरे कृष्ण महाराज जी आपने बताया कि अगर हम किसी को प्लीज करते हैं और प्योर डिवोटी में जाते हैं तो बैक टू ऑर्डर चले जाते हैं, लेकिन हम किसी को ऑफेंड करते हैं तो फिर फिनिश हो जाते हैं। अगर हम पहले किसी को ऑफेंड कर देने के बाद हम प्लीज करेंगे, अगर किसी को प्लीज करते हैं
तो आप ऑफेंड करना चाहते हैं?
महाराज जी आपको कंडीशन है ना, तो मतलब
हो जाता है। तो उसके बाद क्या करना चाहिए? माफी मांगना चाहिए। तो माफी कर देते हैं भक्त लोग, तो नहीं करे तो क्या होगा? क्या करना चाहिए? तो अद्वैत आचार्य ने क्या किया, उन्होंने सची माता का चरण का धूल लेके मस्तक में ले लिया, ऑफेंस से मुक्त हो गया। ठीक है, और उससे भी नहीं होगा तो क्या करना चाहिए? अब वी हैव टू रिपेंट को क्या बोलोगे हिंदी में? हाँ, पश्चाताप करो और भगवान का नाम हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। तब हम लोग अपराध से मुक्त हो पाएंगे। ठीक है,
Hare Krishna Maharaj. Maharaj, in the starting of the class, we just told we should know what we can't do, but that requires so much clarity and honesty. So Maharaj, please guide.
that's why you need a guide. That is the first principle. For any area, the first principle is that we need a guide. If you don't have guide, you will be misguided. Okay? हरे कृष्ण। अच्छा नहीं लगा? लास्ट।
Hare Krishna Maharaj.
हाँ,
Maharaj, how do I understand that like Dhruva Maharaj is doing austerity in some place and universe is getting affected by it?
yeah, you cannot understand because we release your product. Okay. And you are Satya Yuga product.
Maharaj, one
Yes.
So it was said that in Satyuga the process was meditation. So is it like filling the gap? If they have 1 lakh years, so they have to do process for 1 lakh years. So can't they do chanting and 100 years also in Satyuga?
Talk to Krishna. He has devised the process. So dharma for Satya Yuga is meditation. Dharma for Treta Yuga is yajna. Dharma for Dwapar Yuga is deity worship. And dharma for Kali Yuga is Harinam Sankirtan. तो कौन बनाए? But you can give ideas. When you meet Krishna, you can tell, my dear Lord, you have given a beautiful process, but I have some brilliant idea. So maybe in the next millennium, it can be changed by your wonderful intervention. No problem. But till that, we have to follow this. Hare Krishna. Okay? Organizer will let time up. I don't know. Last question.
Guruji, at the beginning of the lecture, you said that we should pray to God for all the problems that we have. So there is one condition that if we have any problem, we pray to God. And on the other side, it is that if we have any kind of problem, we have that faith, Krishna is seeing and He will protect us at any situation.
Yeah, that is higher principle.
So on one side there is instruction, and on the other side there is faith. What to follow?
You follow according to your level. If you have faith that Krishna will protect you, there is no need to pray for your protection. But if you don't have faith, then you can pray. So depending on your level, the prayers depends on your level. Just like na dhanang, na janang, na sundaring, who can pray? Who has attained the level of ruchi. If someone having attachment, he cannot pray like that. So prayer, the quality of the prayer depends on the quality of the devotees. So level of the prayers also depends on the level of the devotees. So different levels of prayers are there. Kanishta Adhikari will pray a different way. Madhyam Adhikari will pray in a different way. Uttam Adhikari will pray in a different way. Materialistic people will pray in a different way. So different people will pray in a different way. But praying to the Lord is very important. Because by that we are connected with the Lord. That's a very important principle.
It means we should have faith, but at the same time we should pray again, right?
Huh? I am not told anything. You are concluding. I am telling that it depends on your level. It depends on your level. So the high class devotees, they don't ask for any protection only. Because they know completely that you are protected. Why they will pray for it? But those who do not have that faith, they will pray, please protect. ठीक है ना? कुछ comment?
Thank you, Maharaj, for very wonderful enlightening katha for last 3 days. First day we heard very wonderful lessons from the past times. The personalities, Uttanapa, Dhruva, Suruji, Sumiti, and a lot of small details, but we really got enlightened in it. Second day was Narada Muni's meeting and giving instructions. And today we saw the austerities of Dhruva Maharaj, very practically relevant what is in our life. What founder Acharya has told us exactly in line with the Parampara. So it was very nourishing, and hearing this katha, the place and the palace of Dhruva Maharaj in Kanpur, that also has very lot of power. So thank you very much for your precious time and your affection through the wonderful katha. We all felt very nourished in our Bhagavad Bhakti, and our determination to serve Srila Prabhupada certainly has increased to the higher level. So I would like to express gratitude to Maharaj for being with us for last 3 days. Maharaj also is moving forward further to Delhi today evening, afternoon only. Today is going for further his yatra. But we are not very much, I'm to say, no. We are not remorse for that, because we know Maharaj's place is Kanpur and he will immediately come back to Kanpur. And
Dhruva came back after 6 months.
so Maharaj will come regularly and we'll have nice satsang and katha in time to come. So let us express our gratitude to Maharaj by loudly chanting 3 times. His Holiness Bhakti Prachar Parivrajak Swami Maharaj ki Srila Prabhupada ki. So very important and quick announcements. You all have to be very quick and fast. We are going to have group photo, one in the hall here and one on the staircase outside. So Madhav is going to guide us how to follow. Everybody has to do quickly. Get up and follow Madhav.